Good morning, Alan Sills here, and it's already the middle of January. Can you believe it? It's been at least 2 or 3 weeks since you've heard from me. There are a number of reasons for that. I'm out here in paradise in Steamboat Springs, Colorado, and very frankly, I've been skiing almost every day since the middle of December. The mountain is busy. I'm working as a ski school instructor on the mountain. So I love it because I look at it as I get paid to ski and just have fun with guests who are there to have fun. What better could there be? Well, what better there could be is that we had about 65 feet of snow, 60 inches or 5 feet of snow in the last 10, 15 days here in January, the first 10, 15 days of January. So the conditions have been incredible. The weather has been beautiful. We're about to have the sun come out. It's early in the morning as I record this, and it's just amazing here. It really is. I'm getting into the best shape in my life and that I've been in my life, and I'm just loving being out on the mountain every day. And I'm going there very shortly after I record this for you. So I guess I should wish you Happy New Year. However, I've wished almost no one Happy New Year because I'm going into 2014 with my eyes wide open, and I see a lot of things that will make it anything but. Doesn't mean that there aren't opportunities in 2014. Doesn't mean that there aren't ways that your life can be peaceful and happy and enjoyable and prosperous. However, I believe 2014, based on what I'm reading, is going to be a very, very interesting year. Let me stick to somewhat of an outline that I made for myself to share with you, so I keep this video down to a reasonable period of time. Personal changes. Everything that I do in my life or in my business life is grounded in ethics, morals, and values. That to me is the fundamental, and you know where I'm coming from there, those of you who know me personally. So when I look at what's going on, particularly in my business life, and I have to make some decisions about what am I going to promote and support, it always comes down to ethics, morals, and values. I want to have the things that I promote be the best things out there that I believe in, that I personally use, and that offer value to yourself, different from values, but you get the idea. So you will be hearing from me on some changes in my business approach and my business ventures this year. First of all, just my RVing. You're going to hear some stories about RVing, and that's going to be over on rvacrossamerica.net. So if you haven't been to that site, take a look at rvacrossamerica.net, and you can see some of the stories there, and you'll be seeing another cold weather story coming up. By the way, it's a beautiful 0 degrees outside right now, but we are headed up to close to 30 for the afternoon. You're going to be hearing me make a change, I believe, in arginine. It's not that I don't support arginine. I believe in it. As a matter of fact, I've spoken to cardiologists, one of whom was a guest of mine, a student of mine, who spoke highly of arginine and what it can do in the body. However, you may see very soon a change in the company I choose to support, and I will make a video explaining more detail on that. Banners Broker. Banners Broker is undergoing a lot of changes, and I am very fortunate to be working with a very small group, advising the company, helping them to understand how affiliates are seeing things that they're planning on implementing. And the company is clearly intending to be around for a while, and if they can get through this next phase, which will be in the next 2 to 4 weeks, I believe the company will be successful. They just made a major payout, and you're going to hear more details from me on Banners Broker very, very soon in a separate video. Ripplen, I'm going to make some very direct comments about that also in the near future. Ripplen is something that I threw my support to because of the people who brought it to me and my faith in them. I always had questions about the CEO of the company, and it looks like, unfortunately, the questions I had about the CEO are probably what I should have stuck to my concerns about, and the people who brought it to me, whom I trusted and still do trust, they got snookered too. So we'll talk about Ripplen. I can't say for sure it's dead in the water, but it sure looks it. Send Out Cards, I've fallen in love with Send Out Cards all over again, so you're going to hear more from me about Send Out Cards in the very, very near future, again, via a separate video. So, you know, I started out my comments with 2014, go in with your eyes wide open. And that's because I see things happening on a national and global level. If you have watched my videos in the past, you've heard me comment about what I see coming, and I'll be the first to tell you my timing is off. However, there are a number of people who I read and listen to, and I am hearing things. Let me just share some of the headlines from the last couple of days. I'm going to look over here. This is from King World News. Disastrous Endgame from John Embry. There's a David Stockman article talking also about 2014 being a very, very troublesome year for the markets. There's a book called Aftershock, which talked about bubbles, and that's what they're talking about. They're talking about bubbles that eventually burst. And if you remember 2000 and 2008, those are 2 years where bubbles bursted, if that's a word. In 2014, the stock market is clearly overvalued. And whether it falls 30% or 80% or 90%, only time will tell, and only time will tell how quickly that happens once the bubble begins to burst. Just a few other quick headlines. People not in labor force soar to a record 91.8 million. Participation rate plunges to 1978 levels. That has particular influence to me, or meaning to me, because in 1978 I can remember the good old Jimmy Carter years, and they were not exclusively Carter's fault. I mean, Richard Nixon certainly did a good job setting us up for disaster, and Jimmy Carter simply walked us right into the quicksand. 1978, I was just out of high school, and I remember looking at the situation with the labor force, and the malaise and the stagflation was the key phrase there, along with waiting in line for gasoline and things like that. So those are real numbers. Those are government numbers. Only 74,000 jobs added in December. Huge miss to expectations of 197,000. Weather blamed. Well, when you read a little bit below those, you find out that a good number of those jobs are part-time and low-wage jobs. So we're not getting ahead. The Fed hints at a reason for QE5, Obamacare. They're talking about bailing out the insurance companies, like we needed to really go down this road. Not to mention our illustrious commander-in-chief is talking about he's got a pen so he can sign any executive order he wants. So who needs Congress? I kind of shudder when I hear things like that, because that's the stuff that, not good things come from. I'll just leave it at that. USA Today reports that jobs growth is looking better. Forget about the 70% of those jobs that are part-time and pay low wages. That's kind of on the line of what I just said. The UK, the Royal Mint, sold out gold in the first 2 weeks of January. So there appears to be continuing demand for gold and silver. That's something I think you ought to be thinking about. I've been writing about it. I've been writing about preparing, and you'll find banners all over my page. If you haven't found my page, you're just on my video. This is alansills.com, spelled ALANSILLS.com. Feel free to give me a call. I'm in the USA in Mountain Time Zone, despite my area code, 561-676-1205. This is the middle of January as I write this, and or as I create this, and November is going to be the midterm elections. Hard to believe they're around again. I think it's going to be an extremely interesting summer, an extremely interesting autumn period, and I think a lot of things could happen between now and summer. So in any case, I'm going to bid you a good day, and I would welcome hearing back from you, seeing your feedback, either whether it's on the YouTube video or posted on alansills.com, or write me on Facebook, or connect with me on Skype at alan.sills, whatever. Love to hear from you. There's a lot going on, and you're going to hear a lot of videos from me very, very soon, starting with one with an update on Banner's Broker, and then some other information on Arginine and send out cards, etc., as I mentioned before. Thanks very much. Have a great morning, afternoon, evening, day, whenever it is you're watching this. And yes, by all means, do get back in touch with me. Thank you.